Hi there, I'm Tiffani Helberg. I am a proud board member at ChamberSOUTH. Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of ChamberSOUTH Spotlight, where we highlight the movers and shakers in the South Florida community. Today we have one of those movers and shakers with us. We have Carlos Villacis with Be Strong International. Thanks so much for joining us, Carlos.
Thank you for having me, Tiffani.
I love seeing Carlos all the time at our mixers. He's always a ray of sunshine. And so is your organization. Tell us about Be Strong.
Be Strong International. So that's the organization that I'm proud to be a part of and work with. We're a nonprofit that's been in the community really for 30 years now. What we do is healthy relationship education. We are the resource really for the community for healthy relationships. And what I like to say, or what I've said is we're like the dining table of our community. We're where people come together. We want to foster connection. So starting with the youth, going on to the families, and then trickling down to the community. We believe that healthy relationships can be a healing, and also is just helps our community to thrive. And that's why we do what we do.
How do you foster relationships? Talk a little bit about that.
So really, we help people build the skills, what we've coined as heart skills, to be able to connect with one another, especially nowadays that it's becoming harder and harder to connect. And we're seeing even the younger generation struggling to connect with each other, a lot of isolation, not just with youth, but society has changed. Technology has brought its challenges and its pros with it.
True.
So we're really giving individuals the tools and these hard skills to be able to do that through education, through bringing people together. We really want to create the spaces for that.
Can you talk about some of the programs that foster that and how people are changing because of it?
Yeah, of course. So I like to, this is one that's dear to my heart, which is a Project Hope. So really, Project Hope goes into the schools and middle schoolers, high schoolers, and it's talking with them about all of these topics that a lot of times are not taught at home. A lot of times they're not taught in school. And a lot of times the voices in their heads, society, culture, their friends are saying a lot of times the opposite of things that might be healthy for them. So really we come in and we just have a conversation. We set the stage with our programs. A lot of times it's 2 to 3 weeks, and we really build relationships with them. But not only that, we are able to give them this education. It goes through a range of topics, starting with relationships with yourself, relationships with others, healthy friendships, healthy dating. We all know how important that was and how many mistakes, you might have made. A lot of things that sometimes you learn the hard way. We want to be able to speak with them and say, hey, this is important. This might be a red flag. That's actually one of our lessons. What's a relationship red flag? A lot of times, so that they don't get into more serious things in relationships. And really, we have some wins there. We personally, I've seen students that have asked these questions, and they're like, I'm in an unhealthy relationship, and sometimes they're going down these patterns, and just being able to help them through that, it's so motivating.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And tell us about your team and the expertise that they bring.
Yeah, of course. So we're led right now by Miss Michelle Shirley, our Chief Heart Officer. She's amazing. Shout out to Michelle if she's listening to me. But she leads our organization. Our organization's been here for 30 years now, and we're really a great team, I would say, and I'm just proud to be a part of this team. We won the South Florida Business Journal Best Places to Work. Now it's twice that we've been able to win that award, and we've been able to pride ourselves on a culture that is really loving and as much as a workplace can be, but it has become sort of a family, and many will say they come to an event of ours, they meet us, those that maybe we serve, they know our faces in the community. So it's really, we like to build the relationships, and really, if we're talking about healthy relationships, we have to actually live it inside of the offices and the workplace. So that's pretty much what we do. And Michelle does a great job in fostering that herself. I see her exemplify our values, and being able to work with her, she's a great leader, and I'm just grateful for it.
Who can come to Be Strong and ask for help, and how do you do that?
Of course. So I would say when we love to work with schools. So if you're a parent, even a student that is passionate about seeing, your peers succeed, I would say that looking to Be Strong. A lot of times we're able to come in through school staff, and they're able to schedule with us and book. We're able to come in and work with the schools. Parents as well, they can find our classes, our workshops online. And it's a range of topics that they can find. Parenting is not easy. I see parents nowadays, all these questions that they have, and there's no book for it. So we've been able to work on a few lessons and workshops, and really with our trained facilitators, we're able to have these places where they can learn, and not only that, connect with other parents that may have the same questions or bounce ideas off each other, and maybe sometimes vent. So that's another thing sometimes, and also with some individuals that might need some extra help right now, we're able to we have our food drives every second Thursday of the month. We are in Demps Park in Goulds, and we have our food drives feeding 500 families every month over there. We have a lot of volunteers from ChamberSOUTH over there that they love to come and volunteer. It's a great thing to see, and that's a little bit about how they can come to our programs and see.
How did you develop food drives? What did you notice the need? How did that come about when what you do is so different?
So food drives, that started, I believe it was 3 years ago. That it was actually during the pandemic when we were seeing that, all right, individuals are struggling. Those lines were getting insane, and actually you saw that a lot of them started dying down. But the need hasn't gone away really. And the truth is, we have seen just more and more individuals that need help with higher cost of living, and people struggling to make ends meet.
Yes.
There's a lot of financial need, and really just being able to give a meal package to feed a family, it makes a huge difference, So we've been able to keep a consistent basis with our partners, Farm Share, and the park as well, the county. We've been able to really do some great work in that South area, really for the food drives. And thank you to all our volunteers, really, the ChamberSOUTH family that has come and volunteered, a lot of them. Thank you. Really, really grateful for them.
Yes. And you mentioned that you have resources online for parents. I know you're a new daddy-to-be. I'm in the thick of it with a teenager. God help me.
Oh, my goodness.
15-year-old. What are some of the topics that you focus on that you find are challenging for parents today?
Yeah. Some topics is keeping our youth safe on social media. That's a new one maybe. And every few years there's a new app that comes out, new technology, new threats that come and get involved, and even new challenges. Like, how as a parent do what's best practices for my child? We're able to talk about some of that evidence-based research-based that we talk about these things, but really we have a conversation too, and we're like, hey, this might be hard to do, but we're in it together. That's one of the topics. What else do we have? We actually had, I believe it was parenting after the pandemic. So it's talking about maybe now dealing with, all right, we were isolated for a bit. How do we have those? How do we start socializing?
Re-socializing, yeah.
One of them is raising confident children. A lot of times we're seeing also, a lot of times they just want to help their kids succeed and thrive educationally, career-wise in the future. What parent doesn't want that, So a lot of great resources for parents from Be Strong, and really at no cost for the parents. And virtual, we try to make it as easy as possible because it's not easy. Parents are working, so those are some of the things that we have for the community.
That's wonderful. So if parents want to connect and take one of those classes, how do they do that?
Go on BeStrongINTL.org. You can go to the parenting portal, and there you'll be able to see all of our classes. We have an ongoing schedule. You can join whichever is best for you, and virtually too. We have some virtual ones. Yeah.
And do you find that helps? Are they able to communicate with other parents in the same situation?
Yeah, from what I've heard is I've heard some good stories, and parents, even what they learn is as you become a better parent, as you learn how to deal with your child and how to parent better, you also kind of heal as a lot of times we didn't receive that those positive parenting things. So when we're talking about healthy relationships, you got to address where you started, So as a parent, we got to sometimes say, hey, maybe my parents, they tried their best, but there was some things that happen, and we're able to have those conversations with parents, and it gets emotional sometimes, but sometimes it's funny, sometimes there's laughs, but sometimes it gets deep. So we're trying to build the community for parents as well.
That's cool. And it definitely takes a village. If people want to help by donating and supporting your programs, how can they do that?
Yeah, for sure. Going online
Same thing.
yeah, we really we have all of our resources, learning about us, ways to give online as well, volunteer opportunities. If you're interested, you can find that online. But yes, if you're interested in giving and being a financial supporter, that means the world to us. There's monthly giving, there's one-time giving, and all as easy as the click of a button. We also, I know for our Chamber South community, a lot of business leaders and owners, we have our Hearts and Rhythm charity event that's coming up. That's our big charity event of the year. And it's a great night. But we at the Rusty Pelican, it's a beautiful view, beautiful venue, music, and all the good stuff. But it's really for a good cause. So if you're looking to get involved, have a good time doing it, that event is a great place. So there's tickets and tables available. And that's really our signature event of the year to be able to give into our community, into our organization.
Okay, good to know. And so what does the future hold for Be Strong International? What big things are you guys planning?
There's a lot of things in the pipeline, I would tell you.
Sure.
We have like this little thing right here. I brought it over here. Social Yaks is a really cool new tool that we've created. It's been in the works now for a bit, and a lot of our Chamber South members might recognize it. But we're looking to grow this tool, and really the reach of it, because what I mentioned is we're all about relationships, and we try to really promote that as much as we can. So we created this game right here. I guess I'll
I thought we were going to play a game here today, Carlos.
Play a game. We could be here all day, playing Social Yaks. But so we created this, and it's all about stronger relationships. And this little game is it's all about empathy, and it's really pivotal to creating those relationships. How can I connect with you? How can I get into your shoes? How can I try to step into your shoes and see the world the way you see it? So I play this with my wife. I play this with family, and every time it's a different result. You can play with strangers, and it's funny. You end up leaving knowing more things about them than like your friends. It's a really cool tool, and it does it in a very unique way. There's 4 different levels, and it just gets a little deeper and deeper every time. So you'll laugh, you'll get deep, and the last one it has a twist to it. That one's really cool. So you gotta check it out. We actually have a deal, and we sell these on Amazon. So this is actually a fundraising resource as well for us, because you're purchasing the game, you're getting something and bringing healthy relationships to your family or your business partners or whatever, but you're also supporting the mission by purchasing this game. So we have a Valentine's Day deal right now. So play this on Valentine's.
Your Valentine.
Play this with your Valentine.
Get to know him or her. I love it. That's cool.
It's really cool.
Anything
really
else that you want people to know about Be Strong?
I mean, I think I've shared a lot about Be Strong. What I like to say is you come to one Be Strong event, you join Be Strong once, and you have to come again, because it's really a special group of people. It's a special cause, and healthy relationships right now is more important than ever, with so many challenges in our world. There was the Surgeon General, I believe, the U.S. Surgeon General, he released an advisory. It was talking about the epidemic of loneliness and isolation. So I would really just recommend you check that out and see the real effects of not having strong relationships in your life, and just the difference that makes. And it has real physical, medical effects. I'm sure you know a lot about that. It can help mitigate or reduce like premature death. It's insane, the research that goes into this, and the importance. We're really social creatures. We're not good alone, so we need to be able to do that. And a lot of times it's not easy, and sometimes we've been hurt, so we try to get away from that. But it's important that we're able to work on ourselves. We're able to get those skills so we can start really functioning in that and thriving. So I would say this is not just for, I would say, the person that you might think needs the most help. It's for you, it's for me, it's for everyone. It's healthy relationships, and we all need them. So that's what I want to share. And if you're looking to support an organization that's local, that has a great cause, think of Be Strong.
Awesome. So thank you for building those healthy relationships. Thank you for all that you do, Carlos. And thank you for joining us here today. I want to thank you all for tuning in for this edition of Chamber South Spotlight. I encourage you to continue to watch, and I also want you to come join us. We have a lot of great events, networkers, luncheons where you can meet people like Carlos, the movers and shakers of Miami, and find out what these different business leaders are doing at their businesses and how they came to be and how they grew their businesses. So many fascinating minds to meet. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.